Guns are the leading cause of death for children in Tennessee for the second year in a row. That's according to some disturbing data from a recent state report.
But there's one victim in particular who has inspired years-long push for change. Here's News 2's Corey Johnson.
This is about responsibility. It's about consequences for a parent's irresponsible choice.
Nearly 8 years after first being introduced, Democratic lawmakers are still working to get Michaela's Law passed. Senator Heidi Campbell is carrying the bill currently. Originally introduced in 2016, the legislation would mean more consequences for gun owners who leave a firearm loaded and accessible to a child. It would be a Class E felony if someone was injured, a Class C felony if someone was killed, which comes with a possibility of 15 years in prison.
If you are going to have a gun to protect yourself, then you need to make sure that you're putting it in a place where a child cannot get a hold of it and kill themselves or another child or an adult.
The bill is named after Michaela Dyer, an 8-year-old from East Tennessee who was fatally shot and killed by her 11-year-old neighbor in 2015 after refusing to show her neighbor her puppy. The 11-year-old was ultimately convicted of her murder in 2016.
The boy's father, the guy who owned the gun, was not charged with any crime. So under Michaela's Law, this father would have been held accountable.
There are currently no state laws penalizing someone who leaves a firearm accessible to a minor. But Michaela's death is part of a growing, disturbing trend. 1 out of every 4 kids who died in 2021 was killed by a bullet. That's according to the latest State of the Child in Tennessee report from the state's Commission on Children and Youth. However, not everyone agrees with the proposed bill. One of the most powerful gun rights groups in Tennessee outside of the NRA says the law would impact gun owners' Second Amendment rights, pointing to the Supreme Court's landmark Bruin decision, which cemented the ability to carry a pistol as a guarantee under the Constitution.
But what the Supreme Court said is under the Second Amendment now, they cannot, in the absence of showing a national historical tradition that existed as of 1791, pass a law, particularly a criminal consequence law, that restricts a constitutionally protected right.
Corey Johnson, News 2.
In a 2016 interview, Republican Senator John Lundberg told us Michaela's Law would create unintended consequences, namely making it harder for people to access their guns in the case of something like a home invasion. Democrats told us this week they don't think that argument, quote, holds any weight.